Hello, my beautiful people. It's Earth Mother D back with another reading. So, as we all know, Valentine's Day is coming up, but instead of doing a romantic love reading, I'm going to do a self love reading because you need self love first for the romantic love to work out. Oftentimes, when we have problems in our romantic life, it has something to do with our own self-love, our self-worth, respect, all of that. So let's get into it. I call on the power of the collective ancestors, known and unknown, that has the collective's best interests at heart. I ask for your help as I do this reading. I ask for your protection. I ask that you will help the messages to be very clear and help me to relay them clearly to the collective. My question is, what would you like for me to relay to the collective Oh, that's so cool. What would you like for me to relay to the collective on the topic of self-love? All right. So I started with the ancestor deck, of course. And as I was saying that little prayer, right, we had the conjure woman come out. Love that. And that's probably about as much as it's going to focus because of the sunlight. I'm directly in front of a window. But this is giving beauty rituals. And then we had the judge, poetic justice come out. Let me focus that for you guys as much as possible. Yep. There we go. Let me show y'all this one again. There we go. Isn't she pretty? So what's already so amazing about these two cards is together they make up the number 111. So that could be significant. If you've been seeing 111, more than likely this video is for you. So stay a while. Okay, yeah. So as I was saying before, if you haven't already been doing it, you want to start doing beauty rituals. And this is strictly about you, not about other people, not to please other people. This is strictly for you to feel better about yourself, to build your self-love, your confidence, right? Your self-worth. There's also a theme of balance with these cards. With the judge card coming out here with the scales and also 111. Those three ones together, that signifies balance as well. So there needs to be more balance with your mental and emotional wellness, your physical wellness, and your spiritual wellness. You giving the necessary amount of energy to all three of those areas is very important when it comes to your self-love and your self-care, okay? So I am going to pull a card from the Green Witch's deck of magical herbalism, because there's like little spells on these cards. So I'm gonna pull one to give you guys something that you could do as a ritual when it comes to like for your self-love. So give me a card, ancestors. Something for self-love. Okay, so we had two come out. All right, so we have the calendula flower, and then we have the gardenia flower. Okay, so it says gardenas, which these are very pretty. They're like, they almost look like white roses. They're very pretty. Gardenas with their pure white petals are said to symbolize love, devotion, and purity. So that love and devotion part checks out, okay? So far as your self-love goes, you want to be devoted to yourself. The whole purity thing, I don't really know. I don't really like purity culture, so I'm not in total agreement with that one. But it also says they are a popular flower for wedding celebrations. Gardenias have a strong perfumed scent, which is thought to ward off negative energy and protect a house, and can also enhance spiritual awareness and bring clarity to the mind. Magically, they are used in love spells as well as protection and stress relief. Love spell. You can do a love spell on yourself, not somebody else, okay? All right, let's read this other one. Calendula? Where is it? Oh, 32. Oh, this is a marigold. Okay, that's what I felt like. That looks familiar. It's a marigold flower. Okay. Marigold is a member of the daisy family. Caution should be taken, as marigold is not the same as the true varieties of marigolds, such as French marigold or African marigold, both of which are toxic. This flower is extremely versatile and great to keep in your garden or green witch supply. It is good for protection spells, and in spell bags can be made into magical oils, as it is safe for topical use and even safer for consumption. For the spells that come with them, I'm just going to take a picture of them and just put them on the screen if you guys want to try them. But the main theme here is, yes, doing spell work. Doing spell work. Get real creative with it. Like, one thing that I have learned from doing spell work myself is that you really can create your own spells. It's actually better that way, because it's literally yours. It's your creation. You put your energy, your time into it. Now, of course, you can do research and use what other people have come up with as like a foundation, so you can understand how spell work works and how magic works in general. But then once you kind of get like that level of understanding, you can go crazy, like, and be as creative as you want. Like, it's really fun. And that is what you all are being called to do. Definitely tap into self-love spell work, whatever that may mean for you. All right, let's get some more cards here. So give me a card to confirm the Conjure Woman. Judgment. Oh, wow. Isn't that Judgment? Interesting. Give me a card to confirm we literally have the Judge and Judgment. That's interesting. So some of you may be afraid of doing certain like rituals or doing rituals like in general because you're afraid of judgment, somebody judging you. And although that may be uncomfortable for you, like I understand that, but honestly, that's all it really can do. It can't stop you unless you allow it to. It can't make you do anything unless you allow. You're still in control. And then we also had the Four of Cups come out here for the poetic justice. What is that? Because this poetic justice card is another version of the justice card, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And then the conjure woman is the magician. Okay, so Lord, I know this is supposed to be about self-love, but it looks like romantic love is coming out because so we have this poetic justice card and then we have the Four of Cups, which is like somebody trying to give you a cup, but for some reason you're not taking it. Like possibly you could be focused on the past. You could be afraid. You could think that maybe it'll just go how everything else went in the past, whatever that may mean. And we also had the Page of Cups come out and the Emperor come out. And this is giving like two different energies. Like, oh, yeah. And we also have the Lovers at the bottom. So that's why I'm thinking like this is a little bit of romantic love is coming out. Okay, y'all want me to talk about that too? I got it. Because that also is balance. Having self-love, which is first when it comes to the individual. And then also having romantic love. Like that's also balance. You don't necessarily have to give up one for the other. You shouldn't, right? But I do believe that self-love must come first. So if some of you are looking to be in a relationship, you want to make sure that you're prioritizing your self-love before you start dating, while you're dating, and then once you get into the relationship. Like that should not change. Because if you are deprioritizing that and not having boundaries, then you're going to end up dating people who essentially do the same thing. They deprioritize their self-love. They don't have boundaries. They don't respect boundaries. So it's not going to be a healthy situation, right? But when you do the opposite of that, then you'll attract people who's on the same level as you when it comes to that. And then that's when you'll have the healthy relationship. Yeah, so you definitely want to do that first. For some of you in the past too, you may be afraid to move forward with somebody romantically speaking because in the past with this Page of Cups, you've dealt with very immature people. You also were very immature and not healed properly. So you were in these very toxic situations. but you've grown, you've done the work. So now you are not only attracting, but choosing to entertain much more mature individuals where it won't be the same situations, because we had this Emperor card come out. Okay, so you're going from a Page of Cups energy, which is like little boy, little girl energy, to the Emperor, which is like grown man, grown woman energy. So not only are you experiencing that with your love life, but you're also experiencing that like internally. Okay? Interesting. Yeah, it's also important that you, if you don't already do this, that you take time daily to sit in silence so you can connect with yourself and you can understand how you're feeling and what you need, and also so you can connect with your ancestors and hear what you need to hear from them, because they're always willing to provide you with the guidance that you need. And that's a part of like that self-care, which is going to help you not only have a better romantic life, but just a better life in general. In general, because you're continuing to tend to yourself. But the romantic part is coming out heavy because I feel like for some of you, you've had a very toxic romantic life in the past. But part of the reason for that is because of you not having enough self-love, self-respect, self-worth. And you were dealing with people who were on the same level as you, essentially. All right, let's see. I'm going to pull... I'm feeling called to pull from the What's the Tea deck. All right. What else you got? Hooked and played out. So we have the hooked card and the played out card. So immediately what I'm getting with these two cards is you all used to entertain situationships, casual relationships, right? Casual sex. That actually was probably what your past romantic life consisted of the most. That's what I'm getting here. And that would make sense since the self-love wasn't really there, the self-respect, the self-worth. It makes sense for you to settle for these types of situations. But I'm getting now that it's done. Like you're, yeah. You're done with that way of doing things. You went from being hooked on those type of relationships, those type of connections. And also I'm getting you went from being like just hooked on the idea of romantic life in general. That didn't look like it was focused. But yeah, so you went from being hooked on the situationships and romantic life to now it's like it's played out for you. Like you don't feel the same about it. You have decentered romantic love, which was a very, very important step when it comes to your overall healing, and which was also a very important step in you being able to focus more on your self-love. You had to get that shit out the way. It was a blockage. Proud of you. Proud of you. All right, let me yeah, you had to choose yourself, right? You had to choose yourself. And for some of you, you know, like I was saying earlier, you do still want love, even though you've decentered it. Like you're not like a junkie for it anymore, essentially. It's not like a drug for you anymore, but you still do want it. That's the reality. But these relationships and you being like centered on it, you know, being so focused on love, that was a blockage for you actually having a blockage that was keeping you from actually having the type of love and type of relationship that you actually want. So I'm getting that most of you have already made that shift, and it's important that you keep it that way. Okay? It's important that you keep it that way. Unless you want to be stressed and depressed and depleted and unfulfilled again. And I don't think y'all want that. Yeah, see, I got on my pink and I got my self-love crystal here, pink quartz. Yeah. I feel like this reading is going to be more so like okay, we got the Queen of Cups in reverse. Yeah. For some of you, you were so focused on like being chosen, because that's what it's really about. It wasn't just about you wanting romantic love. There was like deeper things at play that you needed to heal. And since you were so focused on achieving these romantic relationships, oftentimes you put yourself on the back burner with this Queen of Cups in reverse. And obviously, if you're putting yourself on the back burner, there's not much self-love and self-care going on, because you're so focused on this person and being chosen and being in a relationship, because for some reason you felt like you needed that. You definitely want to, if you haven't done this already, because for some of you this may be new, you definitely want to take the time, like I was saying, to sit in silence and really be with yourself and ask yourself and ask the ancestors, why did you feel, or why do you feel like you need a relationship? Why do you feel like you need to be chosen? What needs to be healed? Right? You can also book a personal reading if you like, and I can help you with that. Okay, give me a card for this played out. Oh, yeah. So we have the Six of Wands. Yeah. It's a celebration because it's done. For a lot of you, that cycle has been done. The cycle of being in situationships, centering romantic love in relationships, and decentering self-love, self-care, self-respect, self-worth. For a lot of you, that cycle ended a little while ago. And this reading is more so like a celebration. It's like a review. You know, it's like us taking the time to say, okay, it's like, you know, when you do like a gratitude list, you're taking the time to be grateful for how far you've come, the things you've overcome. Okay. So for some of you, that's what this reading is. letting you know you're on the right path, you did the right thing. Even if things don't feel the best right now, they will get better because you're choosing you, okay? And then for some of you, this reading is, it's also confirmation that you've made the right decision. But for some of you, this is new. Like you just made this shift. You just decided to be done with the casual relationships, and you just started this journey of decentering romantic relationships and also sex, right? Because if you were constantly settling for casual relationships, which are relationships that are very sex-centered, then you also would need to decenter sex. That's definitely also a part of your self-love, self-worth, right? Because you don't want to just be giving yourself to just anybody, you know? Yes, I'm so happy for y'all. Sorry, y'all, the camera stopped recording. But as I was saying, I have already been on this journey myself. So that's how I'm able to guide you all. Yeah. All right, now I am going to pull from the African Goddess Oracle, which is a very beautiful deck for me to use during this reading because I feel like this deck screams self-love. Like, it screams beauty rituals and tending to yourself, accountability, taking accountability. So let's see. Okay, so we had grief come out. Surrender, betrayal, harvest. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna read the grief. So that may be a reason for some of you why you have been decentering your self-love, your self-respect, your self-worth, and centering romantic love and sex and like these connections, these casual connections. For some of you, it may have been your way of dealing with grief from something. So you're coping, but in this very unhealthy way. And now you're being called to face whatever this grief is and to find healthier ways to cope with it. All right, let's read this description. Okay, it says Goddess Allah, Goddess of Grief. Her temple is the lovers. Okay, so it says Ancient Earth Mother Allah is the foremost Igbo deity, goddess. Goddess Allah oversees motherhood, fertility, and the afterlife. After death, humans return to the womb of Allah, replanted in the soil to reincarnate. Give spirit your grief. Bawl it out, wail it out, cry it out. Sob, shriek, shed tears, surrender it. You are holding unprocessed grief. You want to skip over it and get back to normal, but grief doesn't go anywhere because you ignore it. The only way to healing is to walk through it. Losing a loved one is the ultimate heartbreak, but you also experience grief after breakups, job loss, and disappointments. Self-love and self-care are required. What did I just say? Ask for support and be gentle with yourself. I am supported by my loved ones, those who are seen and those who are unseen. I literally just said all of that. I said, you know, self-care, self-care is going to be important for you right now, especially since you've made this shift and leaning on your ancestors. And if that's very new for you, welcome. Ancestor veneration is my bread and butter. I'm definitely going to make more videos about it in the future. I've been doing it for a while now. Even before I even knew that's what I was doing, I've been doing it for a while now. It's very helpful. Your ancestors are not evil. People who say that are ignorant, and they are actually probably the evil ones. Okay? Yeah, so now that you have made this shift, for some of you, you may grieve the old way of doing things, even though you know it's not good for you. You may grieve the situationships. For some of you, you may grieve like this pursuit of romantic relationships, like being in that energy. Sounds crazy, but you may grieve that. You're also, you're going to grieve some of these connections that you had, because even though they were not real connections, like genuine love, it felt that way. But it felt that way in this way of kind of like it being like an illusion. You know, it wasn't real. But like the chemicals in your brain can't tell the difference. And oftentimes too, when we have sex, it releases the same chemicals as if we are like, somebody is like genuinely loving us. Right? So the brain can't tell. You have to discern what's love and what isn't. What isn't. That's why it's important for you to also decenter sex, because that can cloud your judgment. Yeah, you're going to feel lonely. You're going to want to go back to being in these situationships because it was comfortable for you. For some of you, you were very codependent on it, but it was keeping you from healing. It was keeping you from dealing with some form of grief that you have going on. And it was also your way of coping with whatever this grief that you are experiencing. But it's not good for you though. So you got to let it go. But you're also going to feel almost like relieved, because you don't have to be in these situations anymore where it's like, it feels like y'all are together, but y'all not together. You know, that does a number on the mental. To act like you're together, but it's like you can only get so close mentally, emotionally with this person, right? Because at the end of the day, they don't want something more. So out of respect for yourself, you need to walk away. Because you deserve to be with somebody who's ready and willing to give you love. Who's ready and willing to take that next step with you. And for some of you, you're ready. Some of you, like I said, you're in the beginning of this. So you still need some time before you can get back into the dating world. But yeah, it's going to feel, after a while, it is going to feel good. You're going to be like, okay, After a while, like you're not even gonna want to. It's like you're gonna kind of go through this like period of withdrawal, but then after a while, you're just gonna be like, I don't even want to deal with nobody. Like I don't want nobody to touch me if they don't love and value me. Like the thought of like casual sex is going to start to turn you off. It's actually going to start to make you uncomfortable. The thought of like sharing special things with people typically that you would do in a relationship with, when you're in a relationship with somebody that loves and values you, you're going to start to see doing that with people who don't love and value you as like so wrong. Like you're going to start to feel very uncomfortable. You're going to be like, what the fuck? Like, no, I don't want to do this. It's going to be so unfulfilling for you. Just the thought of it. When you're in the beginning stages of this, the thoughts of these things may still be fulfilling for you because you're fresh, right? You just made this shift. But the people who have been doing this for a while that are watching this video, that's where you're at with it. Even the thought of it, you're just like, no, that don't do nothing for me no more. The sex, none of that. Like us faking like we're together, it's not good enough for you no more. It's not good enough for you no more. And you are not fucking around. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. And I'm also proud of the people who are the babies. Y'all just made this shift. I'm proud of you all. Okay. And I'm proud of myself because I'm not the baby. I'm like the more matured person who has already gone through this. And I'm at that stage. And it's so funny because I was just having that thought the other day. And I felt like when I did this reading, that it would come out. But I was just having that thought the other day, like how I'm just so uninterested in anything casual, like sex, anything. Like I'm so uninterested in investing my time and energy into somebody who has no intentions on being with me or anybody. That is such a waste of my time. Like I'm just so past that. And it's such a blessing because I used to be the complete opposite. I was the woman who, well, I'm going to say girl because I'm a woman now. I was the girl who centered romantic love and sex. I was the girl who thought that having sex with somebody was the same thing as connecting with somebody, a genuine connection. You know, I was the girl that was experiencing like how your brain chemicals can't tell the difference between if it's love and if it's just sex and you just feel good. Right? I was the girl who wanted to desperately be chosen. I was the girl who continuously abandoned herself so that she can be chosen. But that version of me, I laid her to rest. She's at peace now. Yeah. I think that is the reading, guys. Yeah. And it's this level of like freedom too that I feel now. Because that shit had me in bondage. Like that way of life, it literally had me in bondage. And it was a blockage for me for many, many years. And I'm finally at this place where like I'm free. It's not in the way no more. And life is just like really looking up for me. Like it's already great and it's about to get even greater. Like I can just feel it in my bones. Because now I am the person who has decentered romance successfully, decentered sex, decentered this whole idea of like I need to be chosen, decentered, or actually not just decentered, but just completely got rid of the casual situations and connecting with people in that way. So yeah. If this is you, if we're on the same track, congratulations, you made a baby. And also for the babies who are new to this, congratulations, because you made the decision to do better. And that is not easy. I used to be you, so I understand that is not easy. So I am very proud of you. Things are going to be amazing. Trust me. Just stay the path. Stay the path. You're going to be just fine. Just fine. Continue to focus on pouring into yourself and healing, connecting with your ancestors, okay? Doing your spiritual practice, do your beauty rituals, you know. All these are very healthy coping mechanisms, which is what you need, right? So yeah, that is the reading, lovelies. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a beautiful night, day, or morning. If you all would like to have a personal reading, the information on how to book that is in the description. Also, if you all liked this video, please leave it a like. If you have something to say about this video, please comment. And if you would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe. I'm gonna see y'all next time.